A guy named Al Bernard. He quoted a French philosopher and priest by the name of Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, and this is what he said. We're not human beings seeking a spiritual experience, but spiritual beings seeking to perfect the human experience. And then probably about 3 or 4 years ago, I began to, with a bunch of other things that were coming across my life, I began to revive this particular quote in my own heart from the book of Genesis. And it really resonated with me because if I think about it, we have pre-existed. The Bible speaks that God knew us. He fashioned us in our mother's womb. We pre-existed in the heart and the mind of God from eternity past. And now He sets us in this space, this thing we call Earth, this planet. And He equips us and He says, I want you to have a human experience. The goal of our faith is not heaven. That's the outcome. The goal of our faith is to live with God here and now in this space, to be fully human, to be fully alive, energized by the Spirit of God. In the Genesis, the Bible speaks about that we are created in the image of God. We're all image bearers of God. Several years ago, Christina, we were going through Johannesburg International, and from where you check your bag into where you go into the departure lounge, you've got to go through passport control. It was hot, and there was a long line, lots of people. And my nature is to figure things out, how they could do this better. I work out how long it takes. I time the guy stamping the passport. So when I walks up to the counter, puts his passport, I time him to when he walks out again. So I can work out when Christina will get to the front of the line. So I say, Christina, we'll be there in 6 minutes and 45 seconds. It will be our turn. That's how I am. So I'm doing it. I'm getting frustrated. It's very hot. And I feel God whisper to my heart. He says, Mark, do you want to see me? And I say, no, not now. I'm busy. No, I didn't say that. I said, yes, Lord. He said, take a look around. And I kind of paused and I began to look around, and there are people from all over the world, dressed differently, different races, different religions, different everything, all in this line. And He said to me, every one of these people are image bearers of who I am. They may not be living in that image or living it out, but there is something of my DNA in all of them. And when you look into their faces, you see me. So have a look at me. Do you want to see God? Have a look around. We're all created to be image bearers of our God. And this thing began to just resonate within my heart. So when I started this thing, Mark Being Human, the invitation is, hey, let's join and see what it means to be fully human. And I defined it out of the book of Genesis, what a human being should be: connected to God, connected to each other, connected to a generative purpose. That's what happened in the garden. God created them in His image. He created them for each other. And then He gave them the garden and said, be abundant, be fruitful, be productive, be generative. And I got excited, and I put the opposite. To be unhuman is to be disconnected from God, disconnected from each other, and disconnected from purpose.